Hello everyone, today we are going to learn in this video about the morphology of flowering plants, about their root, shoot and stem, and of course the leaves. So in this chapter, in this video, it includes the basics about a plant or a flowering plant, and we know that a flowering plant is divided into two fundamental parts. The one is the root system, the other is the shoot system. And we know that an underground root system is a component of the flowering plant which is below the soil, and above the ground is known as shoot system. These two systems live under very different conditions. The root system grows downwards into the soil and anchors the plant firmly in the soil and absorbs water and various dissolved minerals from the soil. The shoot, comprising of stem and its lateral organs, the leaves, grows upwards into the air. It supports foliage, leaves, and helps in conduction of water and mineral substances from the soil and food materials from the point of its manufacture to the point where it is needed for growth or stored for future use. In coming to the leaves, leaves are highly specialized organs designed to manufacture carbohydrate food by green cells with the help of carbon dioxide in the presence of sunlight. So we know and have learned in previous classes, in junior classes, that how a plant, a typical plant, bears flowers, seeds, and has stem, leaves, root system, and there are different types of fruits. For example, we learned that there are a taproot and adventitious roots. And so many things we have learned in the previous biology classes that we go throughout the school period. Now we are going to see the root system. The root is a non-green cylindrical descending axis of plant that normally grows downwards into the soil. It develops from the radicle, and it is first structure that comes out when a seed is placed in the soil. The direction of propagation of the radicle from its primary root. And we know a lot of things about root. Like, for example, there are certain characteristics about roots as they descend into the ground, and normally they do not bear buds, but in some plants like sweet potato and wood apple, roots bear buds. They have a root cap, they have root hairs, and they do not differentiate into nodes and internodes. They are positively geotropic, which means that they move towards the soil. Lateral roots always develop endogenously, and the functions of roots are that they absorb water and minerals. They are flexible and able to withstand the strong pulling forces which are exerted by the wind. And in some plants, roots are the means by which the plant stores the food it needs over winter. In some plants, roots form a means by which the plant reproduces. And we know that if you look at a typical root, then it has various parts like root cap and the zone of cell division or meristematic zone of cell elongation. And there have been so many types of modifications in the roots that you can see, like fusiform, napiform, conical and tuberous. These modifications are done because many roots undergo various modifications in shape. They form a structure to perform certain special functions other than or in addition to their normal functions. Their functions may be to store food, mainly. This is why they form these kind of modifications. They also form modifications in different forms to develop special kinds of roots for respiration and conical spikes and etc. Mainly the roots are used for mechanical support and also to gain nutrition from the soil and to absorb water. And we know that even modifications are done in roots for its vital functions such as respiratory roots. There are sucking or hostorial roots, epiphytic roots, assimilatory roots. These all types of roots perform functions which are vital for the plants. Now let us see what is a shoot system. The shoot is generally an above ground, aerial, erect, ascending axis of the plant body which develops from the plumule of the embryo. It is usually positively phototropic. It is differentiated into nodes and internodes and bears leaves, branches and flowers. The shoot will always grow up. The characteristics of the stem can be that they are ascending portion and they have the vegetative and floral buds. They have multicellular hairs and has distinct nodes and internodes. They are positively phototropic. They move towards the sun. In the stem, branches are exogenous and their function is that they provide support for the main body of the plant and they also help in flexibility and strength for the plant to stay or remain upright. In some plants, stems form the means by which they store food by overwintering. And in plants like cactus, the stems forms the main photosynthetic organ and also stores water. The bud is a young underdeveloped shoot with an immature axis, and on the basis of their position, these stems or the shoot system are differentiated in different types. They also have modifications in the stem, like the stem is modified to perform diverse functions according to the specific requirement of the plant. Sometimes the stem is metamorphosed into forms beyond recognition. And lastly, the leaf. The leaf is a flattened lateral outgrowth of the stem or the branch, developing from a node and having a bud in its axil. The axillary bud later develops into a branch. And we know that the characteristic, if we talk about the leaf, they are the lateral outgrowth, we know that, and they contain stomata, and leaves are the main parts which do photosynthesis and most of the transpiration. Their function is that they contain chlorophyll. They supply water, carbon dioxide to the site of photosynthesis, and they have a transport system to remove the products of photosynthesis so that they can be carried around the plant. And a leaf has a lot of parts, as you can see in the diagrams, like leaf apex, leaf margin, lamina, lateral vein, mid-vein, petiole, stipulus, leaf base, and all these things are different in different kinds of leaves. And there are a lot of types of leaves which have modified over time and they perform a different kinds of functions. And we also know that we have studied in 6th, 7th standard about the kinds of leaf, that they are compound or a simple leaf. And the important thing that we learn about leaves are the veins that are present on it, and it is called the venation. It is the arrangement or disposition of veins and veinlets in the leaf lamina, and it's called venation. And it is of different types like reticulate and parallel, and there can be various types of leaves, and leaves have modified themselves according to the situations and scenarios that we see, like a Venus flytrap or cactus and so many things. And this chapter basically is telling us about most of the things that are present in this chapter is out of the syllabus this year because of the reduced syllabus, but there are a lot of things that we can learn about which are important for our further studies when we go for further studies. I hope you liked this video. Please make sure to read the chapter and read the syllabus of your board so that it can be easy for you to understand and to rely on the topics that you want to focus more on. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye-bye.